So let's talk about so selling gym equipment. What are people ordering? I don't know, like one dumbbell or like what are people ordering?
Well, they're ordering garage gyms. And one of the things that we talk about a lot at Fringe is garage gym revolution, GGR. And what happened with the pandemic is the garage gym revolution went from this niche thing. Like you had this like hardcore dude who was, making a gym in his garage and he was kind of a weirdo, to like jumping the chasm, the Jeffrey Moore like chasm thing, and starting to become way more mainstream. So it wasn't just this hardcore dude. It was like normal people who are decluttering their garages and then outfitting them with a squat rack, barbell, bumper plates, all that stuff.
And this was a trend before the pandemic too. In like a garage gym, it didn't seem like super common at first.
Yeah, absolutely. So before the pandemic, I was talking about it. There were a few other like weirdos online, a few companies focusing on it as well. But now, like mid to late to post-pandemic, like it is a full-blown thing. Forbes is writing about it. And, when I walk through my neighborhood pre-pandemic, I would see a few garage gyms here and there. But now, I live in a suburb of Austin. I see garage gyms freaking every 5th, 6th, 7th garage. So like it's here. Garage gym revolution is here to stay.
I mean, I feel like you almost now have to kind of assume that you'll be maybe at some point locked down and kind of like have to do a garage gym.
Yeah. So one of the things that we saw during the pandemic is there was a lot of lack of certainty. Gyms were shutting down. Sometimes even parks were shutting down, which is crazy. Like you can't even go out there and run. But if you have your gym in your garage, which by the way, we say garage gym, but it could be apartment gym. It could be like the trunk of your car. It could be your closet. It could be anywhere. But if you have that, then you can take your fitness and your health into your own hands. So I think that that's part of the thing, is the certainty. No matter what, I control these like 4 walls of my house, my apartment, my home, and I can work out there.
All right, so let's jump straight to like the kind of the pandemic stuff, because that's the most interesting. Like you were already a pretty big name in the fitness world already, like Fringe sport, like you see it on TV shows and like I know like on Ellen and stuff like that, you see your name everywhere. But like how much did sales go up? I don't need a number or anything, but it was like the 3x your company, or like...
we're talking like 300% across the industry.
Oh my God.
And I'm kind of friends or frenemies or whatever with a few other people who are competitors of mine, and we all saw like similar crazy insane growth. And like you had mentioned earlier in this podcast, I've been in e-commerce for 20 years and I have never seen demand like this. Like I personified it or animalized it in my mind as like a dragon that was just trying to eat dumbbells and kettlebells. And if you could get dumbbells and kettlebells to feed it, it would just eat and then be hungry for more and more and more. Like it was insane.
So obviously costs went up. Everyone knows like costs, especially for shipping, for raw materials, the whole supply chain was like down, needed to start up. Like no one predicted it would go this high for these types of things. How much did a dumbbell cost in like 2008? So like totally pre-pandemic. Sorry, 2018 versus like 2020.
Yeah. So there's a few things going on here, and I don't know how much to get into this. I'm really a big believer that inflation is here and it's real and it's being underreported. So let me just tell you what I'm seeing from like my side of the industry. So we're making dumbbells, weight plates, squat racks. So iron ore, or like raw iron, is a component of a lot, because that goes into steel, it goes into an iron plate, an iron dumbbell, an iron whatever. Iron ore like 3 or 4x'd from, I think like it's like $85 a ton or something like that, to well over the high reaches of the like $200 a ton. So pretty crazy there. And then the other issue that happened during the pandemic is that everyone thought, hey, this is just going to be a very short period of time. Like there's some panic buying right now, but then it's going to go away. And that panic buying basically sustained from like March of 2020 until basically like March of 2021. Like it was a whole 12 months of just absolutely insane panic buying. So what happened is the panic buying at the very start caused basically everyone to go out of stock. So again, back to like media reports, you were seeing these media reports of like the great kettlebell shortage of 2020, want a dumbbell, you can't buy one. And then also on Facebook Marketplace and kind of these secondary markets, we would be selling a dumbbell for like $1.50 a pound maybe for these rubber coated hex dumbbells that we sell. And then on Marketplace, people would be selling them for like $6 a pound.
Holy crap.
And some of the people that were doing that would be buying them from us at $1.50 a pound, and then they'd be just reselling them. And so that was, something that we had to look at as a company. But so raw materials have gone up just massively. And then shipping containers have gone up massively as well. It used to cost me $2,500 to land a shipping container.
When you say shipping container, you're talking about like a truck size thing?
Yeah, a truckload size of product.
18-wheeler with that drags behind it.
Exactly. So, and by the way, almost everything that's imported comes on a shipping container. So if you just kind of look around your home and you're like, hey, what was made in the USA versus imported? If it was imported from anywhere outside the US, it almost certainly came on a shipping container. And shipping containers went from about $2,500 to get here to most recently I'm paying like $17,000 to get here. So it's some pretty crazy inflation.
So on that note, it's hard to know because everyone says like, oh, it's transitory, which basically means like inflation is like just the supply chain kinks and it takes a long time for the system to go up. So obviously no one thought shipping would be a big thing. And then all of a sudden it was like the hugest thing in the world. So they shut everything down. They took all these ships off the market and now they're slowly getting back. And that's a big process to start.
Yeah.
So it probably takes like a year for it to really kick up.
Or possibly even several years.
Oh, okay. So from your point of view, it's mostly like an inflation thing, not just like this temporary supply problem?
I think that there is inflation that's here to stay. I personally believe on the shipping side of it that prices will eventually go back down, but never reach the lows of, say, 2019. I have been in e-commerce for 20 years now, and I've been moving containers around the world for 17 years maybe. And I've seen prices fluctuate up and down, but they've never just gone this crazy high. And so I do think that they're going to eventually come back down to some level, but I don't think that they're.
There's like a word for it, like the wavy elevator or something like that, where it's like an elevator going up or escalator, but it's always kind of like a little like this, but always on the uptrend overall.
Yeah. So you can talk about like stochastic movements. Like stochastic movements are like wavy, like you mentioned, but generally if you were to lay a trend line, they're going in a specific direction. So I think the trend line on shipping is stochastic, but the trend line is up.
So much like there's like a consumer price index, what was the Dumbbell price index? So
I love that.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking before pandemic, not even like at the end of the year or anything. This is a thing. How much did how much did this dumbbell cost?
I would probably be selling that pre-pandemic for like $25 to somebody. So basically $1 a pound.
Oh, really?
Pre-pandemic. It's because it's a rubber coated hex dumbbell. So it's not kind of like the lowest end. But now post-pandemic, we're at like $2 to $2.50 a pound.
So you're talking like $50-$60 kind of range?
For the pair, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. For the single. Yeah, $50 to $60.
For a single one?
For a single one.
Oh, I forgot that it comes in pairs.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're talking about $100 for 25-pound weights?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I think I bought these little 20-pound weights like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. And I remember paying like nothing for them.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 cents a pound or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So I recently bought a 35-pound dumbbell from Target and I paid $85 for it.
There you go.
And I was just like, I can't find it anywhere cheaper. So
yeah.
I guess this is just what I pay now.
I mean, this
like I'm lifting cash. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh my God. Okay. So overall, the thing is the demand is so strong. I'm assuming you just raise prices and like people kind of still pay.
We did raise prices in the face of demand. And, we always try to keep our prices as low and fair and appropriate for our customers. But it was just such a crazy time with costs rising so fast and such uncertainty. Like, I don't know if you remember well the early stages of the pandemic, but I had 25 employees and I'm like, are we even going to be allowed to work? And so what do I do for these 25 employees that depend on me Fringe to provide, wage to keep the lights on and keep a roof over their head. And, I'm trying to figure it out. So yeah, we did raise prices in the face of the pandemic. It was really, I think you can tell like I'm not a fan of it, but it kept us going and we are where we are.
That's awesome. Well, congrats. I always like it when I don't like it, but it's kind of neat when something big like this happens and then like some people like succeed. I know there's also some losers on it, but at the same time, it's kind of cool.